Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Student Pages Magazine Spotlight series. I'm your host, Uche, and today I'll be interviewing the wonderful Sola Guinto.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Of course, it's a pleasure. Okay, you've just released your new single, Bonkers. How has your new music helped inspire your creative process?
Yeah, interesting question. For me, I think like with every release, I've kind of gone a little bit more bold in different directions. And so sort of learning and responding to how I feel about each song, and then
Mhm.
also how my fan base is responding to each song. Like I kind of get I guess just more confident in what I'm doing and saying and in my ability to like go there and be okay and then come back to somewhere else. For me, how my music that I've been currently releasing, like Bonkers, is inspiring future music is just like letting me kind of go there and be like pretty all out in any way that I want to be, and then allowing that to just sort of be its own little like sort of unit of existence, if you know what I mean. Like this, like each
Okay.
song is a moment trapped in itself, and like so getting those moments and allowing them to just sort of be as they are and gaining confidence as I go with each sort of moment that I'm creating for myself and for other people to also dive into. Like I think it's just allowing more creative freedom and me to sort of see more possibilities, I think. And then also just like not being that serious. Like it's a really funny sort of dichotomy that I'm kind of allowing myself to swim in. Is this like trying to say something that I think I want to say, that I think I would like to explore, but also just realizing that I'm a hairless ape who just happens to be able to like do what I do through like sheer luck and opportunity, I guess. I hope that answers your question. I'm a big rambler. I'm a big rambler. The ADHD, I'm ADHD final boss. So please.
It's so
Yeah.
fun. So
Okay.
fun. I do like that perspective, though. It's really cool. What would you say has been the inspiration behind your music?
It's a combination of things. It's all like real life stuff, pretty much. Like whether it's my life or how I sort of see our shared like reality, and just taking an opportunity to reflect on my own life and on how I see our societies and our world going. Like I try to really take inspiration from not only like my own existence, but like looking outward and seeing how everything is and just sort of opining on it, I guess. But I like to take everything to the like umpteenth degree. So like I want to take all that I'm experiencing and allow it to be like what it is and push it to like 11 and live in that sort of like extreme emotion for a bit to hopefully find a little bit of catharsis. So like everything that I'm doing is for like is for my mental health to hopefully get better. But at
Oh,
the end of
okay.
the day,
Thanks.
like yeah, hopefully. But like, we live in a really cursed timeline, so I guess like just letting it be what it is and going like, hey, that sucks. Let me write that down in a lyric and then also make fun of it. Like like most of what I do a lot of the time is satire, whether I'm like satirizing like myself and I'm just being like a sort of glorified clown, or I'm like satirizing everything else, because I just, yeah, my coping mechanism is humor. So trying to like let that be. But then also I get really deep and serious like in my feels. So I don't know, like I guess it's just sort of taking inspiration from everything, pushing it to the umpteenth degree, and then swimming in it and see how it feels. It might feel like too much sometimes, even for me, but like at least I'm willing to go there and experience it and explore. And it might be like too little for me, and I want to go even harder next time. So I don't know if this answers your question. Once
Which
again.
is good. It's all good. It's all good. You kind of tend to explore, and then also, you get your inspiration comes from the fact that your music is sort of, therapeutic, like it sort of a
Mhm.
therapy, which is really cool. That's really cool. And also, like, especially in our age, and it's really cool.
I hope that people see what I'm doing and like I really well, thank you. And I really see what I'm doing as sort of like a new like a neo punk because
Oh,
like while like sonically it's not punk, like spiritually it's punk in the sense of like I'm like a mixed queer woman who is an immigrant who is like is all of these different things that um I see like different aspects of our society fighting against and like taking all of that and like saying shit and like swearing and like all these things like I feel like is very sort of like I'm maybe the first of my entire bloodline to be able to like do and say the things that I'm saying and doing. And so taking that and going like everything is like on fire, so I'm going to talk about it and like run my mouth about it. And like I sort of like spiritually like where I come from when I write most of my music is like is a punk place for me. If that makes any sense to you.
okay. That does tell a bit of depth about like the background of how you pick your inspiration.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess I just sort of see it as this like kind of countercultural, like counter or maybe not countercultural, but counter like it's pretty like anti like anti climate change, anti like right-wing politics, frankly, like anti like sexism and racism and homophobia and like all these things. So like at the end of the day, I think the spirit of what I'm doing is like is punk. Like that's sort of where I see my space. So like while it's all wrapped in this sort of like alt pop sheen, I think it's like is like alt punk a thing?
Mm.
Alt pop punk, alt punk pop. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna workshop. We're gonna workshop.
Yeah, you're gonna workshop. Yeah, hopefully you find your own like unique genre. Because I mean, that's the thing. Like it's that it's so many people with their own forms of music is forming new genres of music. Like,
Mm,
yeah, you can't really, and that's
totally.
really good. So
And I
cool.
think
So
it's like thanks. I think that comes from like people below 40 really like were the people who like people below 40 like had they had LimeWire or like what were the other sort of like illegal downloading websites? Like they had all those things, and then it was like the Spotify, and then it was like YouTube and like sort of free access to any genre. You didn't just have to go to a record shop and like hope that you liked it or like go to like a CD store and like kind of like mosey around and find the ones that looked cool to you or whatever. Like we had access to pretty much everything. So the
yeah,
blend of genres now that we're like spitting out because of this like hodgepodge that we like this
final thought.
that we grew up in. Yeah, like we're making some cool stews. I like the stews that we're putting together. Stew aka new genres.
Yeah,
Or like flavors of the same genre, but just with like
honestly,
a little bit of this, a little bit of
a little
that.
bit
Like
of
I'm
that.
into
Yeah,
it. I'm into
yeah,
it.
honestly. Yeah, I was about to go into a whole lot of detail of how I found this new sort of knot, and then there's also like this new flavor of ice cream, but let's not go there.
Into it though. I'm into it. I need ice cream. I'm dying in this heat.
Yeah, yeah, same here, same here. Where
It's
I'm
not for
sitting,
me.
it is hot. It is.
Oh
It's not.
wow.
Okay, but can you tell us like a background into how you got into the music industry though, and like why did you choose this direction? Why the music industry?
Like I so I grew up in a really big city, but there's like really nothing to do there. It's pretty much residents who live in and work in the area, but you there's like there's nothing to do. Like if you were to see a photo of where I'm from, it's comical how many people live in such a like non-city city. It's not the one. No offense to my fellow San Joseans. Um, San Jose is not fun. It's not the place. And so I pretty much was like, well,
But
I'm bored. What am I gonna do? And sort of like what we were saying before about finding like having open access to music and stuff. And my parents were from my parents had like a pretty big age gap, and so they had very different music's preferences. So like my dad immigrated from the Philippines and then came over as a teenager to New York City and was sort of like in the like hip hop and punk upcoming in New York and stuff. And so was exposing me to like that, plus like music from abroad in his time, like not only in the Philippines, but he lived briefly in France. And so got like a little bit of European music. So he was showing me like Queen and all these different things. And then my mom, who's the older one, was showing me yeah, it's different. It's different. My
yeah,
she was showing me like all of her favorite stuff, which was like a lot of like she loves 60s music. So that's sort of like the Beatles kind of stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like all these different markers of music are so different. Like I want to, but they're like attached to one another. I want to find what the new and exciting music is in sort of my age range. And so I started getting into like really it was like Tumblr and like getting into like searching on the internet for like music and bands. And then I started my own blog about all the music I was finding when I was a teenager. And it just sort of happened to, AKA a Tumblr page, but it sort of happened to like take off randomly. And I was like there at the right time. And so I started like getting into interviewing bands and interviewing artists. And I was like, oh man, like this is what I want to do. I just don't know like anyone here who's doing this. And I don't know any opportunities in my like city. I can't drive. I can't like it's America, so you kind of have to, at least in where I'm from. And um, so I basically was like, okay, once I become an adult, I'm gonna have to like go out and be able to figure this out myself. So I was like a pretty late bloomer when it comes to making my own music. The long story long, I was like sort of finding my own flavors and like looking into all these new things. And I didn't start writing songs until I was 19. And then I was like, okay, I want to get into this university in the UK so that I can go and do music in a way that like rings true to me. Um, and in the US, it was just far too expensive. So I
okay.
I found a way to I wrote like three songs, auditioned for the uni here, got in, and then ever since then I've both been doing more interviewing stuff because that I've randomly come in and out. It became podcasting later, but now I'm done with all that for now. But like um yeah, sort of exploring new music and then being like, oh man, I really want to do this. And the straw on the camel's back, yeah, that's the phrase, was going to go see my friend randomly had a free ticket last minute to go see Paramore. And I had never seen them before. And I went to go see and I was like, oh my God, like this band, this like sort of they've been around for like over a decade, just killing it. Look at this tiny woman, just absolutely murdering it. Like Hayley Williams is an unbelievable vocalist, performer, artist. And I was so inspired. I was like, okay, I have to do it. I can't just keep interviewing people. I have to go out and do this myself. And I have to just figure out who to get to know, how to get into it. Because like interviewing is very different, as you know. Like you're not getting in the room to write the songs, you know. So
Yeah.
like I was doing pretty much what you're doing, and was like, okay, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna go do it, and then I'm doing it now. So it took a long time of me trying to because I started a little bit later in my life, like figuring out my sound and figuring out what I wanted to say and what I wanted to do, and then also trying to like stay in this country and stay in the life that I wanted to like build here. Um, but I've managed to get there. So I'm moving forward every step, uh, every day. I think I'm answering your question.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this
Congratulations and well
after
done
every
though.
single you check. I'm gonna say this after every single one.
Yeah, and like congratulations and well done though.
Thank you, Uche.
Taking that step. That's I think that's like the theme for the year. Well,
Hmm.
well, yeah, you've done that, I think, a while ago. I know you've kind of answered this next question, but just to kind of give, to align with the structure,
Mhm.
I'd like to ask, how would you describe it with the flavors we've talked about? How would you
Mhm.
describe your music and like what do you think makes it stand out?
Um, I just sort of, whenever people ask, I kind of just say it's like unhinged pop music. Like I've blown off the hinges. I've allowed myself to sort of go to those places. Um, but all like sort of in this like structure and familiarity that we have of pop music. It's not some like crazy out there, but it does have those out there themes and those out there sonics and stuff. So that's where the kind of unhinged comes from. It's like I would say, yeah, like just in your face, uh, punk inspired, spiritually punk, alternative pop music. I'm gonna have to find a better genre name. I'm gonna have
Yeah. Good
to
luck
make
with
it
that. Good
up.
luck with that. Yeah. Finding your flavor. Yeah.
I do think like um the thing for me is like for the most part allowing myself to like go there and say the things that again like the first of my bloodline like are allowed to say kind of thing. And it's not easy to get myself into those positions sometimes, like but I like choose to continue to go there and like allow myself to go there. And whether it's like unhinged in what I'm saying or just unhinged in the sonics or like the willingness to mix things up, like whenever people work with me, like it's kind of a theme of if if you want to go there, let's go there. Like if you want to try something, let's try it. If it's bad, it's bad, but at least we tried it.
Yeah.
And I think is sort of like allowing a limitlessness to the to some aspect of it. So when people go to listen to my music, hopefully they hear that like willingness to dive in and like to go to these places or to like do something silly. I even like it could be silly even. I do like to laugh a lot in my writing session, so that does happen.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell us about the people involved in your life that inspired you to strive to where you are now?
Um, that's an interesting question. I have um my cat. She's somewhere
Ooh.
here. Her name's Luna. No, I do love her though. But my partner, he's in the other room. His name is James. He and I make all of my like visual stuff together. He's a photographer, videographer, freelance, and so we make all my visuals together. So he's not only inspiring in that sense, but thematically, whenever I do choose to write a more romantic song, it's obviously about my partner. Though that is more rare in my catalog, so far at least. But then it's like my mom and my dad were both very active in uh like left-wing politics in throughout their lives in different ways. And I definitely saw I had a lot of exposure to, I mean, just growing up in a mixed race family, like was a really unique and great, amazing experience. And that is a lot of inspiration, like taking from my Filipino side, which is where my dad's from, and using that as inspiration, taking from my mom and her parents were born in Norway, so taking like the Norwegian side, sometimes every once in a while, um, at least like in the maybe the harmony or something like every once in a while, but like yeah, like my family is very important to me and that's a big inspiration. And then yeah, my best friends, like sometimes I write we like if we I'll write anything because I know that we're gonna be a unit. So sometimes like I have taken inspiration from like not just the good things that I have with my friends, but also the bad things. And they know it. And they're like, okay, that was tough, but we got through it and this is a banger,
Oh,
so it's all good.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
like and they're like, I just wish it wasn't like so upset, but I know you go to 11, so it's okay. Like, but it's quite funny. Like, I'm very, very grateful to be able to have friends like that who understand that sometimes I have to take personal inspo, but it's not always personal.
I mean,
Again, you're sort of just like you're sort of
yeah,
letting it all hang out and sort of allowing it to be the like if I'm singing about a spot on my face, it's the biggest spot I've ever had, and like I have to make that the whole focus. So it's gonna be about that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be deep about that. I don't know actually if I even know what I mean. I'm gonna say you know what I mean, but I don't. I hope this makes sense
it's all right. It's all
for
right.
the
Yeah,
400th time.
it does. Okay, but the next question though, we might need to put our serious caps on though.
Okay. Okay.
This one is a bit sensitive. So,
Mhm, mhm.
um, have you ever been affected by bullying during the perseverance of your dream? Perseverance of your dream.
Have I ever been affected by bullying?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, so much of like the inspiration, so much of the inspiration comes from moments of being bullied or being even just like blatantly used and chucked out or whatever, like um verbal, mental, emotional uh trauma can be a huge source of inspiration, but can also be incredibly difficult to deal with. I remember my first, um, I've been really, really lucky where most of my hate comments, I don't actually like affect me that much.
that's good. It's a good point to be in.
Yes, yes. But it's because they're actually not that often. Most of my comments so far have been very, very positive, which I feel really, really lucky about. My first single as Sola Guinto, though, Afterthought, got into one of the world's most popular car racing video game, right? And
Mm.
while that was super cool,
Yeah.
super fun,
Yeah.
I was like so confused why it was in there because it's a very like feminine rage sort of song. And so I had a lot of like probably 12-year-old boys commenting saying like ew this like these lyrics are so like nails emoji like they're like
Um,
shitting on me for even just being a woman, which was interesting. Yeah, again, they're probably but
oh wow.
yeah, it's I slash a lot of like I've been really experimental with my sort of like vocal approach. I When COVID hit, I was like, well, if I'm gonna die, I might as well just like learn what my voice can do. Like if I'm gonna die in like a couple weeks, I might as well kind of just see what happens. And so in my experimenting, like um again, it's not going to be like everyone's sort of it's going to be probably like Marmite to some people. Like some people are going to like fucking love it, and some people are going to be like, oh, no, remove from the table. And definitely the 12-year-old boys were like, remove from the table.
Removed from the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but outside of like a sort of like public um figures open comment section, like
Mhm.
interpersonally between even like colleagues and um, people that I thought were my friends. I've experienced a lot of bullying at different stages of my life. Weirdly enough, high school was actually really, really easy for me. Like high school, no bullying. Middle school, and then in adulthood, bullying. That like make that make
Oh,
sense. But yeah, like I guess it's mostly um it's it's for a lot of I think in this industry, trying to
mm,
find the right words, like I think in this industry it's a lot of people who genuinely like love music, love art, love creating and creating together with other people, and it's a much more pure sort of approach. And then there are the people who go into it for the capitalism, go into it for the ego, go into it for the fame and the glory and the money and the everything. And those people, when you encounter them, though I again have been pretty lucky where I haven't encountered that many, that can be a really strange and off-putting experience, especially when you are in like the same genre or like the same sort of universe, and you're like, oh, it's weird that you're approaching this from this when like for me it's like this. Obviously, different people have different purposes and goals in their life, but it's a strange one to me when that happens. And those people can be really detrimental to everybody else in the scene in terms of like shitting on people, tearing people down, trying to bring themselves to the top. But
yeah.
again, like I've been pretty lucky that I haven't experienced that really that much. I did in um like I have a couple individuals where I write a ton of my songs just about them. And those are the people who you've asked about are like those bullies. I'm like, okay, like Road Rage is about you, my song Road Rage. Or like what is about like people who use their positions of power and authority to like sexually harass those beneath them, and instead of taking the perspective of other people, I've taken my own perspective, like sort of the character of like, oh, you're talking to me like that, like what the fuck kind of thing, like I'm gonna come at you
Mm.
with my words, and clap back basically. But that's kind of like, yeah, just it's all inspiration at the end of the day, even if it's like really horrible to experience. And regretfully, like it is in the it is in the industry, and it's going to continue going. I think instead of bullying though, like the biggest thing that you experience of negativity is like ghosting. So many people, like especially um like people in the industry, like if they smell something that they want, they'll just like hit you up until they get what they want basically, and then they'll peace out. Like that does happen a lot as well, so it's less bullying and more just like mind games in that sense. But like, yeah, it comes from everywhere, and it's and I use it as inspiration, and as I have taken exact quotes from people and put them in as like in my lyrics as well. So like if they ever hear the song, I'm like, this is about you. So yeah, I do, yes, I do experience it, and yes, I do use it to my advantage. Make everything an opportunity if you can. Flip it for yourself if you can.
Oh, wow. The music industry has it tough. Good luck, sister. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It sucks. Like, I mean, every industry has this. Like, I was being mentored by M&EK last year, and I was asking him kind of about this, and complaining to him about some stuff, and he was just like, "Yeah, Diva, this is every industry, unfortunately. Like, unfortunately, politics is going to play a role. People's attitudes and behaviors are going to play a role in um how you are treated. And if you like, at least at the end of the day, you get to go home and say, I'm doing what I love to do. Um, but it does suck when it's something that you love to do at the same time. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in that sense. But at least like the people around me are nice people. Yes. I
You know,
have
I like how you're so noble about it. That's really cool. Um, with that, I think I can trust you. I can trust you with I can trust you wholeheartedly with the next answer. So, what
Sure.
advice would you give students who want to get into who would like to get into the music industry?
Oh my goodness. Where do I begin? Oh, ADHD final boss. Here we go. I think where would I start? I would
Right.
say, yeah, good luck. Thank you. I would say a huge thing actually for me was having that like, oh, okay, well, if I'm gonna die in a few weeks, I might as well try
Oh.
stuff. I think the most important thing you could actually do if you want to go in as an artist is to
Mhm.
find that within you that comes out when the hinges are off, that comes out when you allow yourself to explore topics that might be really painful. Like my dad passed away in my first year of uni suddenly, and I in that
So,
um, yeah, it was horrible. That was also something that sort of delayed my coming to my artist thing. But in that grief, I wrote a song um, called Dear God, where I'm like questioning, I'm basically having a conversation with God. I'm like, Dear God, I have some questions to ask. It's all right if you passed. I'm just a ghost from your past, kind of thing. And that song actually changed my life. That song, I won a national songwriting competition for it, and that was what allowed me to get a visa to stay here. Um, Later, like years down the road. And
oh,
because I let myself go to that really dark, painful place, and I cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. But having that song, like still to this day, um, like a decade later, is like still an amazing piece of my, I don't want to say like my lore, but like the stuff that kind of like brought me to where I am. Um, and taking that forward into even fun places, less serious places, allowing yourself like one man's cringe is another man's treasure. So like let
yeah.
yourself be cringe, let yourself be like weird and freaky and funny. Everyone has a unique perspective and voice, and finding yours and letting it be like the fullest extent that it can be is the
Mhm.
most important thing you can do as an artist, whether that sells out stadiums or whether that sells out your local pub. Like if you're doing what's true to you, that's what matters most. It doesn't matter. Forget numbers, forget everything. Like that's what you're here for. And then all the success that can come after that will be more rewarding and more true to who you are as a person, and will be more exciting because it's coming from a really authentic place as well. You're almost validating yourself to yourself, and then the world starts validating you. How wonderful of an experience that'll be, as opposed to denying yourself, making something that is totally like not like you, and then people validating that. That will just be so confusing. So you might as well go for it and just see what happens. And again, if it's bad, it's bad. But you might like people might like it. You know, people like bad stuff as well. Like I love bad music. Like and I make a lot of it. And I think like as long as you're having fun and staying true to yourself, like life is far too short to be somebody else. Um and like kind of forget the industry. The industry is like I've had way too many label experiences where I'm like, okay, so cool, I guess. Like, or way too many people telling me like such and such thing can happen, and then sort of the ghosting thing, like that happens all the time. Like, don't rely on other people to realize your potential. Like realize your potential to yourself and then just put it out into the world and see what happens. I think like we're far too focused on having things be like super polished or super like done, and we're too precious
Yeah.
with our ideas. And I've been super guilty of that. Like I've been sitting on songs for years. Like I was sitting on my biggest single Armageddon for two 2 years before it came out. Um, and like while it ended up being the right time, and I maybe wasn't ready before because that was like pretty short after COVID that I wrote it. Like I think like just yeah, allowing yourself to go there and then let people catch on to how great you are. And if it's 100 people, that's still like your tribe. If it's 100,000 people, amazing. But at the end of the day, like your journey is yours, so you just have to step into it and walk the path. I hope that helps.
No, you got me tearing a lot. I think there's a little tear from my right eye.
Okay, thank you.
Would you say that you losing your dad was your biggest challenge so far? Because that was the next question, but you already mentioned that, so I don't think we need to run over if it
Um,
was.
I mean, I would say, as briefly as I can, that's definitely been one of my biggest challenges. I moved here all by myself. I had never been to the UK before I moved here. I just wanted to experience something else. I think growing up with an immigrant dad, I was like, oh my God, that's so fun. Like, I want to have that. Like, I mean, it's not fun, but it's like what an exciting life to have chosen for yourself. Though he came at 16 to the US, like, so that wasn't really much of a choice, but like, what an amazing life like you've led. I want to see like where mine can lead me. So then moving abroad to a country I'd never been before with no understanding, I like read the Wikipedia page and I was like, okay, let's do it. And then I lost my dad. Oh, sorry. And then I don't know if you heard that, but I lost my dad like 3 months after moving here. And then basically had his memorial service and then was on a plane back to the UK like 4 days later. And so that whole experience of trying to like find myself, trying to start a new project, a new life, a new purpose, and then having this like like horribly earth-shattering moment, and then also like I used to be religious. I then lost my sort of like religious self as well in the same kind of one fell swoop. So it was a huge transformational experience, and that took me yeah many years to work through whilst I'm trying to like get a degree, whilst I'm trying to like learn how to be an adult, learn to be an adult in a different country where I do not understand the slang. I moved to Liverpool. So like I think like for me, yeah, also learning a Scouse accent. Oh my God. I think for me, yeah, learning Scouse was the hardest thing. No, I'm kidding. I love Scousers. I'm an adopted Scouser. I will tell myself. And yeah, definitely losing my dad, being an immigrant for the very first time, and trying to just be becoming me all at once has been absolutely like my probably yeah my hardest struggle. I still struggle with it. And then I lost my grandma to the COVID pandemic midway through. Yeah, my sort of journey here, my life here that I've been building. And that's also, she was my final grandparent. And so like kind of losing that also generation as well was really tough for me. So besides the global pandemic that we all went through, I think that yeah, like grief and loss has really shaped my adulthood and my trajectory as an artist as well. So I think that that's been absolutely my most difficult and continues to be my most difficult like era of my life, I guess. I guess this is just the era. Is that? I guess so. The the Yeah,
Yeah. So,
I guess.
yeah.
I'm in
Yeah.
my one parent
Yeah.
era.
Again, I'm so sorry about to hear about your losses.
Thank you.
It's quite sad. Um,
It definitely wasn't easy when also like I I didn't know anyone here. So I moved alone. So that was like having to like go through all of that by myself in an 8 hour time difference from my mom was crazy. I still can't believe that I lived through it, but we're here, baby, and we're moving. And I still use it as inspiration every day. Like my partner, he never met my dad, but we talk about him all the time. And because my dad was also actually a huge part of why I've chosen to continue music, why I've chosen to be funny in my music and stuff and like uh go to certain places because my dad was like the funniest one in our family and he was also like um definitely the guy willing to say the shit. And so I've kind of picked up his flag and I'm running with it now. And also with the dad jokes. I have also picked up the dad joke flag and I am also running with the dad joke flag. Someone's got to say them, you know, so it's
yeah.
gonna have to be me. So much to everyone's dismay, I will continue to be that way.
No, I'd say well done. I'd say well done.
Thank you.
Ah,
Yeah, so if anyone,
okay.
any students here who have lost a parent midway through uni, you can do it. I know that
Yeah.
it's going to be horrible. It's not going to be easy. Um, but if I can do it with my limited resources and my limited family and my limited everything here, and come out the other side saying like, you can make, you can make your greatest tragedy into something that actually helps sustain your life, like you absolutely can do it, and you can honor the person while doing it as well. And it's not a bad thing also to take your time. If you need time, if you need to go away. Do you, and then come back when you're ready. There's life is a funny and long journey, and to think that it has to stop at 20 years old or whatever. Like, no, you can always come back. So I think I hope that that helps anyone who might be struggling through that right now because there is an other side, and the other side can be um and will be like worth uh going into.
Yes, guys. Yeah. You had a solid said. Let's not lose to despair. Yeah.
Hmm. Yes. But you can also lose to despair for a little bit and then come back.
Oh, yes.
Again,
Yeah.
there's always an end to the tunnel that you're in, and sometimes it can take years to see the end of the tunnel, but it will be there. And on the other side might be something even better than you could have imagined. It could also be even worse, but then that tunnel will also end. So like I
Yeah.
I hope that like through any adversary uh people can listen to music and or watch your favorite film, like go find your solace in art as well, because that's where so many people choose to express these moments, and you might find some amazing um nuggets of wisdom and something that might change your life in the next book you open or the next CD that you buy at a record store or whatever. If people still do that.
Well said, Sola.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we're at the last question. With what are you working on right now?
What am I working on right now? Well, I have been sick. I'm still sick. So like literally right now,
Sorry
I'm
about
working
that.
on being healthy. But other than that, ticking along in the background is a body of work that I've been working toward. I don't know exactly what it'll look like yet. I have a like sort of I was saying to you about sitting on songs. I have a bunch of songs I've been sat on. I've been sitting on these songs, some of them for years now, and I think they come together, hopefully, in some sort of body of work. And so, excuse me, the illness is creeping in.
Yeah.
I think um, what I'm aiming toward is getting out these singles, some of which I think are my best songs I've ever written. So I'm really excited about them and getting that out to the people and hopefully having some sort of a cohesive unit that they will then be packaged in for people. Like I've been living in the singles universe for so long that I kind of want to make something bigger. So we will see when that will happen. That's currently in the works. Like I've basically been discussing that for the last week and a half. So it's not like so we're talking about like this is fresh. This is fresh information. So getting that all together hopefully and then yeah, just carrying on. I kind of just decided that even if nobody listens to it, I'll keep making music. So it'll be coming to you whether you like it or not. And
Good. That's good.
hopefully you like it and hopefully I can also come out to some different cities in performances of that body work as well. I'm also working toward my first headline show in Manchester on
Mm.
the 11th of December. I've just booked that
Okay.
in. And so I'm now working on getting some support acts and stuff. So that's all in the works as well. My first headline show. That will be at the Eagle Inn in Manchester, 11th of December, I think is a Friday. So hopefully I will see some people watching this there. And please let me know if you have been listening to Student Pages and you can come and say hi. I'd love to see you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sola. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I,
so much.
we pray you get better and good luck with everything.
Thank
Um,
you. I really
yeah.
appreciate your time, and I thank you for letting me just sort of go off and allowing me to be the chaos uh, agent that I am. And I really hope that the editor has a really really big cup of coffee in front of them when they get to this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really, really happy that we can make this happen. And I hope
Alright,
to speak to
likewise.
you another time soon.
Alright, it was a pleasure.